Hey, what's up? Nico Santana here. Welcome back to the channel. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, I just want to break the news. This entire month of July, DistroKid is sponsoring my channel. I'm super excited about it. I've upgraded some gear. I've definitely done some upgrades to the studio. As you can see, you can actually watch the video of me upgrading and doing a little bit of a renovation, if you will, on the studio space in this video. But let's not get carried away. DistroKid has been generous enough to sponsor the entire month. So I'm definitely gonna be uploading a lot more content in this month than I have in previous months. I've been super busy with school, family, work, etc. So I'm gonna go ahead and dedicate a little bit more time to this channel, as again, DistroKid has been generous enough to step in for my content creation. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into who DistroKid is. Now, if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, you obviously aren't aware that I've used DistroKid for a couple of years now. In fact, it's been about 5 years now since I started using the service. And basically what DistroKid is an online distribution site or service that allows independent artists like myself to be able to upload their music onto platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and over 150 digital music outlets throughout the world. It's pretty incredible, right? And the cool part is you basically start at a $19.99 a year plan if you want to go ahead and get the bare bone basics to be able to upload unlimited quantities of music. And on top of that, they don't charge you every time you upload your music, which is great. They also have a slew of features that are available for independent artists for promotional purposes, to get your Spotify verified account, Apple Music for artists page set up, all that good stuff. And then they even have a couple video generators, which are really cool to be able to use to promote your single. I've used them in the past as well. So go ahead and check them out. You can go ahead and use my discount link, which will save you 7% on top of their already affordable price, using www.distrokid.com/VIP/Nico Santana. Try saying that 5 times fast. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up with introducing some of their services as well, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give you kind of the backbone of what this video is about. So I have basically been trying to push my music a lot more in the past year than I have any other years using Spotify specifically. Basically in 2016, I rebranded. I had somewhat of a semi-professional career as an independent artist known as Diverse. Diverse myself was involved with a rap group. In fact, I still am involved with this rap group. It's called Foundation. We've toured around the country and even outside of the United States, primarily in faith-based venues. We make Catholic Christian hip hop, very niche market, and definitely something that I personally have an affinity towards as somebody who's grown up in the church. Now, Nico Santana was basically my attempt at trying to market myself and rebrand myself as a Latin urban or Latin trap-ish artist, Latin pop maybe. Basically what I wanted to do is tap into my Colombian Latin American roots. I grew up there for about 7 years and then moved to the United States. I grew up on salsa, merengue, bachata. I listened to, a handful of reggaeton artists here and there, nothing too crazy. But the thing about it is, during this time, especially maybe a little bit before 2015, I would say, the Latin music markets really started to make its presence known in the mainstream global market. And I really just wanted to kind of change things up a little bit and try something that I've always wanted to try. So long story short, without getting too much into it, I started making more music in Spanish. It definitely kind of cut into the audiences that I had, definitely lowered my numbers. So I had to basically start from the ground up. So even though I've been making music since about 2016, I would say that a lot of the music that I'm making now basically had its start in 2015, 2016. So it almost feels like I'm, somewhat of a rookie in the game and starting all over. One of the things that I learned is that you have to really set yourself out there for success by not only making good quality music, good quality content, but packaging it in a way that is sexy, that looks good, and then on top of that, promoting it in a way where it gets in front of as many eyes and ears as possible, right? And so the best way to do that is using DistroKid. For me as an independent artist, not only are they affordable, but they get your music in front of a 150 different digital media or music outlets, heard around the world, man. I mean, you even get your music slapped onto Spotify and Apple Music, and you can get a Spotify verified account using their service, which is a great tool to be able to, again, step up your game, get your Spotify account verified, and then get yourself to that next level, hopefully getting yourself placed in one of these big mainstream Spotify playlists, if not smaller playlists that are, you know, from personal account holders or what have you. But anyway, you definitely want to be in that realm. So I definitely encourage you to do that and look more into their services to be able to utilize it to the fullest degree. So that's what I did. I basically started uploading a lot more music in Spanish, and this is a long-winded way of getting to the point that I'm trying to make here, which is I collaborated with an artist or a producer named Mpax. We started collaborating about 2017, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been 2018. And basically he wanted to tap more into his Latin roots as well. He had been doing a lot of really, really good music with a lot of really talented artists in the English market for hip hop specifically, but basically just wanted to be a lot more creative. And not only that, but he also wanted to position himself in a way where he could actually pitch some of these songs for licensing opportunities. And I became kind of his go-to guy. So it was a really, really good environment to be in. Basically, it was a really nice business relationship that we started to form, and he pitched some songs to me, some beats, and basically I came up with some topics that were general and generic kind of enough to be placed in, you know, some of these movies and TV shows, etc., for specific scenes or specific vibes, right? And in turn, he also uploaded the songs to Spotify. So we started getting a little bit of traction here and there, and then he hit me up with this beat. Man, it was dope. It was a reggaeton beat. I already knew that this is something that I wanted to try. I've never really tried reggaeton like that. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and do it. So I came up with a concept, talked about it in a previous video. It's called culebra, which in English means snake. And the whole notion was kind of just describing this Medusa. I don't know why I said it like that. Type of figure who is the embodiment of everyone's personal vice, whether it's you eat a lot, you sleep a lot, you drink much more than you should, or maybe you're just lazy and not pursuing your goals, or maybe you're just out there chasing women and forgetting to focus in your life, or, you know, maybe you just aren't happy with where you're at, but for some reason you're just not leveling up to that next place that could actually make you happier, or maybe you're too self-serving. I don't know, whatever the case is, something that seems somewhat attractive, but at the end of the day will actually kill you to a certain degree, right? So that was kind of the notion behind it. Made it playful enough where it definitely talked about a relationship, and, you know, it basically talked about the toxicity of being in that kind of atmosphere. So anyways, we uploaded the song about 4 weeks prior to its release, pitched it to Spotify for it to be potentially placed in these curated playlists that are Spotify's own curated playlists. And needless to say, it didn't get placed. I've actually only gotten placed one time on these Spotify verified playlists, and it was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't really know about it at the time. I think it was like 2016 when I first started re-uploading a lot of my music through DistroKid. Somehow it got picked up, but I was just dumb. I took down the single not really knowing that it would have also taken it down from the playlist maybe a week or two into it, and I re-uploaded it for one of my, kind of like, it was like a compilation project that I put up, and yeah, basically removed the song from the playlist, and I didn't really get all those streams. So now I know how to work the platform a whole lot better so that I can actually transfer what's called the UPC code and all that technical jargon to make sure that a lot of the data gets transferred from that song if I'm re-uploading it from a different site to DistroKid, so that way it carries over. So anyways, I digress. The only thing that I really wanted to emphasize in this video is make sure that you have your Spotify verified account, which is something that you can do on DistroKid. Make sure that you have your music up to par. It sonically sounds good. It's catchy. It has replay value. And then upload your music 4 or 5 weeks before its actual release date. That way you have an opportunity to pitch it to these Spotify curated playlists. Now, unfortunately, my song did not get placed on there. The song that Mpax and I did, Culebra. But the cool thing is we did a lot of promo behind it. Hyperfollow was one of the features that I used to get people to pre-save the song before it's released. That way they could go ahead and listen to it on the release date. On top of that, we also talked and networked with some playlist curators that are independent. got it placed on a couple playlists here and there, and we ran a couple ads. And long story short, man, it's the first song of mine that I've been involved in that has actually hit more than 5 figures, 5 digits worth of plays and streams. So it's actually at 23,000 and some odd streams on the date of this recording, and you can actually listen to it in the description below. I'll go ahead and include a link. So make sure to sign up for DistroKid, distrokid.com/VIP/Nico Santana to get 7% off your annual membership plan. Start using them. Start coming up with a strategy that will enable you to upload pretty regularly, consistently on the platform, whether it's singles, that's what I personally suggest, or EPs, so that way you start getting a buzz behind your music. And then of course, do some promo after the fact with, or even while you're waiting for the song to be released, with the hyperfollow function that DistroKid offers and a couple other features that they have, including some video generators that you can use to promote your single either before it's released or after the fact. So anyways, that's my story. Hopefully this made sense. I know it's kind of all over the place, but if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section below. Remember, Spotify is a different service than DistroKid. So even if DistroKid does what they are supposed to do, ultimately, you know, it's in the hands of Spotify, Apple Music, and a lot of these platforms that can control whether or not your music is on there when your lyrics show up. Look, I get it. You know, it's something that ultimately DistroKid has no control over, and you just do what you can. So anyways, hopefully this video made sense. Be on the lookout for more content. Please subscribe and smash that like button if you found this informative. And you know, until next time, much love, leave a legacy. God bless.